Orion's rigidity and refusal to get over and move beyond the offensive comments made by his wife, Lauren, over the course of their honeymoon may come back to bite him.
Orion's representative made him look like a fool, and he also made him appear like a man baby. Perhaps it's time to get out of his mother's house because it looks like he's still on the tit.
Welcome to Cliff Alert. Today we're going to be talking about Lifetime Network's reality-based TV series, Married at First Sight, season number 17, episode number 8.
But before we get into it, please like, share, and subscribe. Please click that notification button and that like button and send us your comments. Based on the continuation of last week, Lauren and Orion, after having that explosive conversation that he wants a divorce, Lauren indicated that on the plane, Orion said that he wanted to do a reset. So when we see them again, they're entering the apartment and they sit down and they're eating their dinner. And he said that the experts recommend that they do a reset and that all is forgiven and that he's looking forward to it. He just needs some time. She graciously granted him that and then he left
Yeah,
the apartment.
and he also said that he actually felt hopeful about this.
Yes.
Lauren says that she received a text from Orion stating that while he wants to continue the process, he doesn't want to continue the process as relates to the marriage. I'm like, how can you do one without the other?
I have no idea. I have no earthly idea where this man is with his thoughts, and it seems at this point to be childish.
Left me scratching my head for real, in a serious way.
So they did not speak, and I guess he's not talking to her, but rather texting, which I thought was bizarre in itself. There's a lot of miscommunication that can happen when something is so serious and you're texting. Everything is not conveyed the way it should, so you leave room for even more
Misunderstanding.
misunderstanding. They meet with Dr. Pia.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Pierre asks them whether they have spoken to each other. And Orion offers up that they tried to meet prior to meeting with her, but they couldn't get their schedule together. And Lauren corrected him. She said he asked her whether she wanted to meet prior to meeting with Dr. Pierre. She said yes. She gave him some dates and times and he never responded back. He knows what happened, but he's saying something else because someone else is present in the room.
And with what he's saying verbally, he's sending, again, he's reaffirming those mixed messages. Why? He says to Dr. Pia, you know what? I am not trying to, or I am not looking to hurt Lauren with issues right now or a disconnect. But that's exactly what he's doing.
He mentions that he has turned off all sexual attraction. What you're saying is hurtful. Then Lauren said
What
that
he's doing is hurtful.
she's confused. He's sending a lot of mixed messages. He tells her he wants a reset. Then he says he wants a divorce. Then he says he wants to meet with her to discuss. Then he doesn't show up or text. And now he's sitting there and he's talking
To Dr. Pia,
to
right?
Dr. Peer, and she's confused. And then he says, well, sometimes I use general terms. What general terms? How could you use general terms
With a specific
when you're
incident like
talking about
this.
a specific uh situation you got going
Are
on?
you trying to use general terms to not kind of reveal something that may make you look foolish or stupid?
So he's saying that when he says stuff like, let's reset, let's look to the future, he's not talking about their specific stuff. He is talking about his worldview and not the situation that they are in. And that is manipulative and confusing. And he knows that, but he does it anyway.
One of the things that was just kind of uh, strange and odd to me was that during the course of the conversation with Dr. Pia, he revealed that he just can't seem to move forward.
So she asked him, Dr. Pia asked him, well, how does control show up for you? Because you seem to be very rigid in your response, and that you both are emotional, that you need to put stuff aside and reset because you have not known each other long enough to sever this relationship, and what is happening between you can be, it's solvable, it's doable, it can work, but you need to do certain things to get beyond the stew you're in. He says, well, I'm not trying to control any situation with Lauren, but I find it difficult to to move forward at this point. Then Lauren asks him, well, is it just me how
Racially comment and sensitive, right? Right.
responds? Then she said, well, I respond to something that you have said. I'm not responding in a vacuum. You talk some ish to me, and I may have raised my voice to respond in kind. And he said, well, I at this point, I want a divorce. So Dr. Pia didn't say a whole lot. Lauren got up and she left the room. Nothing else left to say.
Right. And she realized that this man who she just married is not willing to extend the same kind of grace to her that she extended to him.
And she said in her confessional, it was all stupid. It was juvenile and petty and vindictive and ignorant. And when he went to the after party, he had the gall to say that he did not intentionally manipulate the situation. Unintentional manipulation.
An
Does he
oxymoron,
think
that's what it is.
does he think we're idiots? Be so callous with someone else's feelings?
What he is doing is underestimating the insight and or understanding of people who have traveled this road long before he has and understand a little bit more to life than maybe he does at this point.
The ancestors, they will be disappointed in the way he is behaving right through here. And it's not an honorable position at all.
Well, here's the thing. His representative is not showing up as the most mature guy right about now who just got married.
One thing I remember is his sister saying that she should not bother him when he comes home. He's uptight, and give him 10 minutes because so
Decompress.
they have coddled this young man because he's still at his mother's house. He's being coddled. No one is really pushing him to think in an adult and mature way. He believes his ish does stink. Meanwhile, it's reeking through the entire process.
At the beginning, I said that I kind of felt like I thought that there would be at some point in time an issue as it relates to their age difference and, by inference, maturity level.
Dr. Pierce said to him, separating himself is his defense mechanism.
In a married relationship, this is not constructive or conducive to being able to move beyond this point.
Being married, you don't think we have upset from time to time? That's part of it. You can't think that you're going to have a relationship without there being some upset or vexation of spirit.
Right, and you can't be so rigid in your philosophy and or perspective that you can't allow any room to give grace to your spouse for the mistakes that she or he will make, as it relates to not only things that they say but also things that they do.
Holding grudges is a destructive thing. Forgiveness is far and above where you should want to land.
Orion needs to really and truly understand that he is not perfect, and uh, he may have a concept of that, but when it comes to resolving issues and all that, he's been on both sides of the equation, the offender and the offendee.
Right.
Okay, so understand. Having said that, he needs to be able to extend grace, when he's been the offendee, and understand I
That
understand.
pretty soon that circle is gonna come around.
Exactly. It's going to
That
come
he's gonna
full
be your
circle.
friend.
Right.
Gotta know how to resolve conflict. That's the whole point. It is
Constructively
right. It is part of this thing called marriage.
and not.
And if you want peace and unity in your house, being able to invest in the time to learn how to listen, to learn how to de escalate situations, to learn how to go beyond and give each other grace. It's amazing how when you do it, it works out. It's the ebb and the flow.
Here's the problem, though. Orion seems to be holding on to baggage, if you will, from his childhood, and that baggage, I guess, kind of has revealed itself in the way of the hurt that he experienced as a kid, being, you know, being offended racially, or as it relates to his
Yeah,
heritage.
yeah.
So he brought that forward to his adult life, and because of an incident that happened between him and his wife, where he kind of reverted back to that, back to that place.
That little boy, because
Exactly.
he's certainly acting like a child.
Exactly. And said, well, okay, I'm done. I'm taking all my marbles home
Yeah,
and
it's
and leaving the sandbox.
right.
That's exactly what he's doing.
On the after party, it was revealed
Mm.
that Lauren told him not to contact her, and he is still trying to find out how she is doing through Claire. He said that he reached out to Claire to get some of Lauren's business, but Claire shut him down.
You know why that
Now,
might have been?
if he said this is not what I want to do, then why are you trying to reach out to the woman or find out where she is or her business?
I have a theory as to why he might have done that.
Tell me.
Um, he finally realizes that one, he's been acting foolishly and unwisely, made a mistake in how he handled this whole situation with Lauren, and most importantly, he's feeling guilty about it. So he doesn't want to reside in that place of guilt. So he's trying to do something about it. Too late.
Dr. Pierre broke it down for him because
Mhm.
he did not know enough. He made a decision not knowing the full scale of stuff.
So when he comes out and says on the after party, you know what? I should have moved in
I
with
should have
her.
moved in.
I should have, I made a mistake. I was the one that messed up. That comes a little too late in the game, in the process, because Lauren is not in the same place and not in the same space anymore, and she can't trust him. I think he was concerned with how he came across on television, might spur the kind of reaction from viewers like us who maybe had something to say about it, and something to say being not so nice, for lack of a better expression, critique of his behavior.
I agree with that wholeheartedly because anytime he shows up on the after party, he likes being the victim or someone called him outside of his name, even though it was unintentional. And that situation, as it occurred, was unintentional.
Hmm.
But he took it to a different plane.
Right.
But now he realizes that he acted so recklessly and
And foolishly
foolishly
and
and
immaturely.
immaturely. Now he wants to sort of like change the scenario about what occurred.
Hit the reset button, if you will.
Yes, yes, yes,
I'm just saying,
yes.
just using his own words.
And you don't extend grace to other people.
Grace
You
don't come back to you.
thank you very much.
See, it only boomerangs if you send it out. It can't boomerang back to you if you don't throw that boomerang.
Yeah, Lauren didn't vindictively
Do
and
this,
deliberately
make this mistake.
make this comment,
I agree.
and she immediately tried to
Make amends
make
for it.
amends for it.
Absolutely, absolutely, she did.
So he had a part in either accepting it or trying to push beyond it, and he chose to do
He chose to
none of
harbor.
that.
Yeah, he chose to harbor it, which is
Yes.
which is destructive, not constructive. A destructive, I guess, response to that, and that's that you can't move forward like that.
We wish Lauren the best because she did mention that she knows that in a marriage there's always continuous forgiveness. So I guess that's what she was expecting. It didn't manifest itself to be that, certainly with Orion.
You know, while we wish Lauren well, I would like to wish Orion well as as it relates to this process and learning more about what husbands do and how husbands should react and respond to their wives when there's conflict and the two are in need of resolution of that conflict. I just think that he has a lot of maturing and growing up to do. I think this process is a step in that direction and own up to his mistakes and deal with the ramifications of it.